Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your April 2019 reading. Allow me just a moment to shuffle out your messages. First of all, a few things that I do want to say is I feel that this month is, I feel that it's a very important time to make sure that you're being above board, especially in regards to communication. I feel that honesty is going to go a long way at this time. It seems as though many of you it's like you're waiting to hear back from someone, or someone is waiting to hear back from you. And I feel that it's like something that you haven't wanted to deal with, or something that you haven't wanted to face or own up to. For some of you, you have two love interests. And I feel that it's time to make a decision between the two. It seems as though they both serve purposes in their own way. For example, one may be, like a long-term, more steady, more stable, more serious type of relationship. And I feel the other may be someone that's more no strings attached, where you just go and blow off steam together, things like that. And it seems as though, do keep in mind it can go vice versa. But I feel that someone keeps disappearing on the other person, and it's because, they're picking someone else over the other. It is what it is. Like, someone is more interested in a specific individual, or, they have a specific individual in mind. And I feel that it's like, if someone tries to make plans with you and you say, no, I'm not going out tonight, I have too much going on, and then, someone else contacts you and they have plans and you decide to go, I feel that someone is hearing, it's like they're hearing later on that you were out with someone else, right? So it's like they're knowing that you blew them off. And I feel that there's a possibility here for this to end a relationship. And, as I said, I feel that one person, there's more backing there, but the other person may be a little bit more fun. So I feel that someone is demanding that you make a decision, or you're demanding that someone makes a decision. I feel like, someone keeps ghosting the other person, or, they keep canceling plans. And typically, it's better just to be open and honest. It's like someone is making excuses, or, they're lying and saying, well, I'm not going out. But really, I feel they have an ideal person in mind. And I feel like as a result of this, someone is coming up like very hurt. Someone's feeling very hurt. So I feel like this is something to be handled with care. And as always, trying to be above board and trying to be honest. That's something that goes a long way. So I feel like these are things to be keeping in mind. I'm sure you've been in that position before, and you think, well, if they had just been honest, or, where you feel like you've been strung along. That's what I'm getting, where someone feels like they've been strung along, or used, or something like that. And it's creating self-doubt in the other individual, because they're like, well, why did they choose that other person over me? What is it about me that isn't good enough? Why do they like that other person, more? Those are the types of feelings that I'm picking up. So I feel that the person that you're closer to, it's like they're demanding that you make a decision, and be very careful of third-party interference at this time, because I do feel for a small percentage of you, I'm getting like a potential for a blow up argument to escalate and possibly turn, very verbal or perhaps even physical. And I feel that someone may be served a restraining order, an order of protection, something like that. So it's best to avoid these things. It's best to avoid these things. I feel that you need to be very careful of what you're saying, what you're doing, because it seems that you guys are under quite a bit of stress at this time. I feel for a lot of you it is financial stress, and I feel that it's making you evaluate your emotional connections, because if you have that solid emotional connection, you feel stronger. You feel like, well, I can slack a little bit because I have this connection. And, you have to be careful of at what point do you push a person too far? At what point does it become taking advantage of them? I'm feeling those types of things, okay? Some of you are definitely struggling with temptation, as I said, where, you may have a more stable commitment, and it's like things are not going well. Things are a little strained at this time due to financial stress. So you're wanting to go out and you're wanting to enjoy yourself and you're wanting to blow off steam. And yes, that's healthy. That's healthy. People need that. But I feel, who you're doing it with and, where at, and, be careful of getting too heavily intoxicated, because I feel that, there's a potential here for someone to get a little intoxicated and then for an argument to ensue. And I feel that this is an argument over, where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? Okay? Someone feels very much threatened. We do have here the Page of Cups. So this would be a water sign, which is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. It does not have to be, but I'm feeling more, this is the new, or it doesn't even have to be new, but this is the lighter, more fun, no strings attached type. It is what I'm feeling here. And I feel that you also have someone who is more emotionally invested, and they have, I do feel that they have your back, but I feel that they're going through some things right now. So it's like you're having to work through them, and there is this feeling of like, I need to escape. Someone is getting you down. For some of you, someone has a drinking issue. For some of you, someone has a cheating issue where they continuously step outside of the relationship time and time again. And I feel like this time may be the time where, it's a breaking point. Okay? It's a breaking point. So this is something to be very cautious of. You have here the Four of Swords. So this is typically when we have not spoken with someone. There's been a break in communication. This can be 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months. We are speaking about the month of April. So again, as I said from the beginning, there's someone you've been hoping to hear from, or someone has been hoping to hear from you. And I also feel some of you, you're waiting to hear back about a job, a career. Like you may have put in applications, you may be job hunting, and I feel that you're waiting to hear back, and I feel you're not getting the communication that you're wanting, and I feel that this is getting you down and out. It's getting you down and out. That is why some of you, you're wanting to go, you're wanting to have fun, you're wanting to be free. So it's like there's someone here that you're entertaining. It's like they're your fun buddy, whatever you want to call it. And, it can be a friend. Just be careful of this friend's influence, because I do feel, as I said, some of you have someone in particular where they're very patient with you, and they have a lot of emotions invested, okay? So it's like that whole, this is that double-edged sword. There are typically 3 people involved in this as well, but it's about boundaries. I feel like this whole entire reading is mainly about boundaries. What you will do, what you won't do, what you'll tolerate, what you will not tolerate. So it's like you're setting boundaries for yourself and you're really sticking with those boundaries. And as I said, for some of you, someone is making boundaries with you. They're giving you an ultimatum, cut this person off, and it's like they want you to make a decision once and for all. So they may be saying, you need to cut off contact with this person and we're going to work on things, or we're just going to end it altogether. And I do feel like emotional flare-ups, because there are so many emotions invested. So again, it's just, be careful, because I'm getting that, well, where were you? Who were you with? Who were you communicating with? Those are the types of things that I'm getting. And again, intoxication, this is something to look out for as well. So I'm going to clarify this Page of Cups. You just want to make sure that everyone that you're involved with is a positive influence. Because it seems, when we're under a lot of stress, what really matters, because I feel like if you do lose this emotional connection, you're going to regret it. That's why I feel like, forewarned is forearmed, and that's what I'm getting here. Temperance is also a reminder, to temper yourself, to temper your mood, emotional regulation, emotional moderation. And some of you, it's like you're hearing, like I said, someone may have canceled plans, and then you're hearing that, like, they were staying somewhere else with someone else, and it very well could be you lashing out. Also, be careful of what you're saying and what type of information you're giving away. Literally, I feel that, but I feel in particular, someone is questioning, like, where have you been? They're talking about, the time. So someone may be throwing something up in your face, like saying, well, remember that time? Or, well, where were you going for X amount of hours? That kind of thing. And someone around you is, like, hiding in plain sight. Like, you may have someone that you thought was close to you that may go right behind your back and then tell on you. I am getting that for a small percentage. So your clarifier here for this Page of Cups is the Four of Wands. This does represent home, family, home environment. And it's seeming as though, I did say a lot of you, someone here may already have family dynamics going on. Yeah, and so here we have the Queen of Wands. This would be a fire sign, which is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. I'm seeing the distance between these two people. For some of you, there's someone that you're living with, and it's like, you have two completely, it's like you're living together, but you're living separate lives, okay? And that can only work for so long. I feel like there's distance between these two people here. So it's like, do we work to repair things or do we not? Some of you, as I said, definitely third-party infiltration. And I feel that, it's just time to make a decision. This person is like, I've invested a lot. This is what I envisioned. This is what I hope to grow. This is what I've put in. And then I feel, this one, on the other hand, they're, fun, flighty. It's like here and there. So, you have a person here that you definitely do not want to take for granted. And the other individual, I feel they have the tendency to play the victim. So when it's not even really it's not even their grounds to speak on. Don't let anyone guilt trip you. I feel like someone may guilt trip you into going out with them. Like, hey, let's just go out, let's have fun, let's do our own thing. This could be a friend. Like, if you have a friend that is going through difficulty in their home life, they may be, trying to convince you to go out with them, get intoxicated with them, have some fun with them. And yes, that's okay. But sometimes, people don't have good intentions. And that's what I feel some of you are dealing with, where someone does not have good intentions. So they may guilt trip you into doing this, and then things spiral out of control. And then, they go right behind your back and tell your partner, and then you're really in a mess, and then you lose your connection. I just feel like be very careful, okay? Be very careful. Especially if this is a live-in partner, a live-in spouse. It's like there's someone new in the picture. And they may be saying, oh, I'll move in with you, you can move in with me, we can make something of this. But you need to think about the long term. Envision the future, and also think about the past, because I do feel that someone has been here through quite a bit, like through thick and thin, okay? So, your clarifier here on this Seven of Swords is the Four of Pentacles. This does indicate keeping information to yourself, clinging tightly to what is yours. And I did say earlier, to bite your tongue. Be careful what you're saying. Be careful what information you're giving away. Those of you that have someone interested in you and you're already in a relationship, don't talk to any friends about it. I just feel that very strongly. So you have two more clarifiers here. You have the Six of Cups and you have the Ace of Wands. So the Six of Cups, this is all about the past. This is all about someone who means a great deal to you. This can indicate, having children with someone as well. But what I'm primarily getting here is what I was saying earlier. There is someone in particular that you have in mind. There's someone in particular that you value. There's an ideal mate here that you have in mind. Whether you know this person, it's like you've been holding out for someone. Okay, and some of you, this is someone you've already been involved with. But for some, this may be someone that is just now, you may not even know this person yet for some. But it's like the traits and characteristics that you want. And I feel like you've told yourself, when this person comes into the picture, when my ideal mate comes into the picture, I am done with this light, fun, flighty, this temporary, it's like you're temporarily entertaining people until this one specific person comes across your path, okay? And I feel that, as I said, being above board, being honest, being truthful, that is very much going to pay off here. For some of you, someone is reaching out to you. Someone from your past may want a new beginning with you. And I feel as though if this is the person that you have been holding out for, this Four of Pentacles is a bit of a warning, right? It's like, hold on tightly to what is yours. Don't give too much information away. Taking things slowly. Some of you, you're clinging on to a particular person from your past. But I feel as though, they're not able to be trusted, or they don't trust you. So it's like, well, are we going to work this out and give it another shot? It's like, what are we doing here? That's what I feel. It's like, well, what are we doing here? So, I do feel that there's some decisions that need to be made here, Capricorns. And I do feel timing is of the essence. Go with what you feel. Don't let anyone play the victim or manipulate you or pull on your heartstrings. You may need to let someone down lightly. I feel like it's important to say, do right by people. Do unto people as you would have them do unto you. Because it seems like you're having to turn someone down, or you're having to cut them off. And I feel like you're more involved with someone else. And you may want to keep that other person there just as an option. But, we can't just pick people up when we want them and then discard them. So, either you're feeling like someone is doing that to you, or vice versa. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, see, here's the moon. This does indicate lies, deception, feeling like you've been led astray. And the Nine of Cups here. This is about wish fulfillment. It's also where we have quite a positive social circle. And it does indicate drinking and celebration. So there's really a need to be careful. But I feel that, yeah. See, having to turn someone down, having to turn them away. You know, this guy, he has his options here. But there's one in particular that he's interested in. Okay? Some of you, you have a lot of people competing for your attention. And it's like you're heavily focused on this one. But the person on the other spectrum, you know, they're feeling like, hey, I've invested, I've been here, and it's all going down the drain. And it's like, it's not fair, right? I feel like someone feels like they're just a bystander, and they're watching this take place. And again, it's creating some self-doubts. So it's really an important time to make your decisions, communicate well, communicate, you know, as open and honest as you can. And I feel like that's what's going to pay off. This here, you know, as I said, it's all about things happening under the scenes. And I feel like if you are above board, if you're 100% above board, I feel like things are working out for you, you know, underneath the scenes, so to speak. It's like something is working out. You have a reward here if you do things above board, if you do things right. Some of you are going to need to go against the grain, go against the crowd, just to do something right, or to do something right by someone. Okay? So it's kind of like a mix-up here. It seems like there's a lot of thinking, a lot of emotions. But as long as you stay above board, I feel that you have something being gifted here to you. Okay? So enjoy your month, and I will see you in May.